Frontline, the people who are living right up front and are first impacted by climate, economic, and racial injustice. And there are arts institutions and there are artists who are dedicated to serving those communities. Not to leave anybody else out, but their primary concern is people living on the front line. A frontline organization in Buffalo would serve all of Erie County. For example, the African American Cultural Center is located right inside a frontline community.
In response to these challenges, a group of arts advocates got together in 2018 to form Frontline Arts Buffalo. Frontline Arts Buffalo, or FAB, works to shed light on the work that frontline arts organizations do within our communities. Four such organizations are the African American Cultural Center, Locust Street Art, El Museo, and Ujima Company. They have sustained Buffalo's residents and enriched Buffalo's arts communities for the past 60 years. Frontline arts organizations are perpetually in situations of resource precarity. They are constantly fighting to survive. To understand how and why this is the case, we need to understand the difference between equity and equality. Equality means everyone is treated the same, regardless of need or individual difference. Equity means everyone is provided what they need to achieve. Frontline arts organizations make incredible things happen with very little resources. But is this equitable, let alone fair? But when there is no other option, frontline arts organizations will do whatever it takes to create safe, supportive spaces for their communities. Because if we don't, who will?
There simply wasn't, and still isn't, I'm sad to say, a place where a visual artist of color knows belongs to them and that they will be celebrated in that space.
El Museo would give legitimate shows to artists who were wonderful artists who had never been to art school in terms of college art school. This was a path of access that would have been impossible to make.
We have a little budget template here, and so this little activity that we wanted to do was to have you tell us how much does it cost to run a museo.
Oh, let's say that the next staff line, the curator, let's say he was making minimum wage. Because a lot of people in the city make minimum wage and they work full time. He's gonna make $23,000. So is that reasonable?
That would be, if you have my art here for a month and a half, I only get $1,500?
Exactly.
We're not think that in like 3 weeks at like a regular job.
For the year?
Alright, event costs, technology costs, go with 5, it seems to be a
When you start talking about, well, what are you going to cut? You know, what are you talking about? The only thing expendable on that budget is personnel.
That's right.
This exercise showed the gap between what it might actually take to run an arts organization like El Museo and what El Museo actually survives on. The artists it serves and the art lovers who visit might not realize the huge disparities in funding between small organizations like El Museo and the bigger arts and cultural organizations in Buffalo, while they might appreciate both.
These are rather shocking numbers for a lot of you, but we have gone through kind of ebbs and flows. We are in the process of kind of building. We're growing the budget. We're making it work. But that is the problem that we're talking about. Is we're always making it work. We're just that's that. We're expected to make it work.
What we know about the 4 organizations that we're looking at, but about all frontline institutions, they have this tremendous longevity. So why do we survive, but we don't thrive?
The African American Culture Center is a non-for-profit organization. It's been in existence since 1958. Growing up in a neighborhood that has a lot of challenges, I'll put it like that. And a lot of the children, unfortunately, are challenged as well. And I had happened to be one of those children. I was coming up in the foster care system and needed an outlet, needed a sense of identity, a sense of belonging. And oh my goodness, I came here. And I believe I was 10 years old. And that was the joy of my life. And throughout the years has been the entity in my life that has sustained me morally, spiritually, and of course, artistically. I find that our organization is a gatekeeper of African culture in America as well. We offer programs in the arts, and we also offer programs relative and conducive to making sure that our young people are well-rounded and have a sound sense of citizenship, I'm going to put it that way.
Agnes Bain made it her life's work to have a place where young people out of college, young people in elementary school, young people in middle school, young people who didn't have educational facilities had a place where they could learn their craft, where they could be taught, where they could be on stage, where they could dance. And these are the things that impact lives in ways that are completely intangible. These are the disciplines that allow individuals to flourish as full-grown, contributing adults to society.
I was 5 years old when my mom took me to my first play right here in this theater here at the Paul Robeson Theater. When I think about how my life has just transformed from that experience at 5 to participating in the NAACP AXO program and being trained and helped by actors at Ujima Theater, and then going off to college, writing plays, producing plays, and then getting my first job in theater raising money. I know that it's institutions like this, like Ujima, that made a huge impact in my life. And so I can't imagine what life would be like if we didn't have the arts. And when I think about young people today, when I think about in the school system how they've removed the arts and funding, I think it's a travesty. Because if it wasn't for the arts, if it wasn't for creative people, if it wasn't for the opportunity to create, to step outside of your world, because I grew up on the east side of Buffalo. I knew that as a creative person and people pouring